Forests are nature's treasures. They are beautiful places for people to enjoy. But sometimes murders and disappearances happen, casting a shadow over these beautiful areas. In 1997, near a campsite in Pisgah National Forest, some people found scattered human bones. Forests provide criminals with an ideal hiding place. Who knows how many more human are buried there? On November 10, 2007, on the Barnett Branch Trail, a search and rescue team found a woman's body covered in leaves. 3 days later, after the autopsy at the forensic office, the victim was identified as 84-year-old Irene Woods Bryant. This raised concerns about the safety of her husband, Davis. If he was also a victim, where was his body buried? Because Davis, 80 years old, and his wife, Woods, were a couple of hikers. After retirement, they always spent time exploring remote regions. On October 21, 2007, they left Horseshoe, North Carolina, and began their hike through Pisgah National Forest. Because the forest has poor signals and disappearances might occur, Davis and Woods informed their family of the situation, but after 2 weeks, the couple still had no news. So their family reported the case to the police and called for more than 30 volunteers to search for Davis and Woods. Checking the couple's call records, the police found that around 4 p.m. on the first day of their hike, Davis made an emergency call, which failed due to poor signals in the forest. It wasn't until Woods' body was found that they realized the couple's disappearance wasn't due to lack of supplies or an accident. Woods' body showed signs of being concealed. If Davis did it, he would have returned to seek rescue. FBI then launched an investigation, offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to the killer. Surveillance revealed that a bank card of the couple was used to withdraw $300 from an ATM in Ducktown, Tennessee. The footage showed a white elderly man in a yellow raincoat, with the hood covering his face, making it impossible for the police to identify him. At this point, Davis was still considered missing and likely kidnapped by his wife's killer. In February-March 2008, in Nantahala National Forest, a hunter discovered a human skull while hunting. He then called his companion, and after searching, they also found a human pelvis and spine. With no clothes or identification nearby, they sent the bones to the forensic office. 2 days later, the remains were identified as Davis, who was still missing. On December 3, 2007, Cheryl Hodges Dunlap, a 46-year-old from Crawfordville, Florida, did not show up at the church where she was supposed to teach Sunday school, which was highly unusual. Her family reported her missing the next day. The police found her car parked near the county line and deemed it a murder case. Soon after, they organized a search team of about 180 people to look for her, though they found nothing and chances of finding her alive were slim. 2 weeks later, on December 16th, a hunter with his dog was walking through the dark Apalachicola National Forest when he came across a decapitated and decomposing body of a white woman. He promptly reported it to the police, and after a DNA analysis at the forensic office, the body was identified as Cheryl. The police declared it a murder case from the beginning and announced that they had found a suspicious green vehicle in the area while searching for Cheryl, because the driver was suspected of using Cheryl's bank card to withdraw $700 after she went missing. In the following days, the police received many tips, including some about a homeless man with a dog driving a green van. Though this wasn't enough for an arrest, it made investigators focus on him. Around this time, rumors spread about a serial killer operating between Georgia and Florida, but the Leon County Sheriff's Office stated they were investigating it as an isolated murder rather than a serial one. On January 1, 2008, 24-year-old Meredith Hope Emerson went missing while hiking Blood Mountain in northern Georgia with her black Labrador. Her friends, feeling something was wrong, searched for her alone on January 2nd, but they did not find her. On January 3rd, police found her 1995 Chevrolet Cavalier along with her water bottle, dog leash, and stun gun. A witness reported seeing Emerson with an elderly man on the spur trail connecting the Appalachian Trail to Byron Herbert Reese parking lot. Police identified a 61-year-old homeless man, Gary Michael Hilton, matching the description. He was known for his odd behavior and vile temper, often wandering the forest with his golden retriever and linked to Cheryl's murder case. On January 4th, a gas station witness called the police, saying the suspect was cleaning his green van. Police arrived and stopped Gary before he could clean the van. The same day, Emerson's dog was found alive and returned to her family. Police then checked Gary's van and found blood matching Emerson's DNA, leading to his arrest. Next day, more of Emerson's items were found in local trash cans, including blood-stained clothes, wallet, driver's license, student ID, and a bloody seatbelt. In exchange for the police dropping the death penalty and taking care of his dog, Gary had to lead them to Emerson's body. Then Gary agreed and signed a plea deal, also revealing case details during interrogation. He claimed he asked Emerson for her bank card password, but when it was wrong, he held her captive for 2 days before killing her with an iron on January 3rd. When asked why he didn't kill Emerson's dog, Gary said he owned a dog too and couldn't bring himself to kill another. As for killing Emerson, he admitted it was tough, noting they spent several days together. In September 2009, a hiker found Gary's camping gear. A month later, Florida prosecutors charged him with murdering Emerson, citing forensic evidence linking him to the crime. During the trial, 2 lawyers specializing in death penalty murder cases were appointed as Gary's public defenders. The prosecutor alleged that Gary kidnapped, imprisoned for 2 days, murdered, beheaded, and burned the head and hands of Emerson to destroy evidence, then dumped her body in the forest. Gary's defense team argued there was a lack of forensic evidence for the murder charge, but the prosecutor pointed out that Gary admitted handling Emerson's body in a recording, but later tried to distance himself from it. The jury deliberated for 4 hours and found Gary guilty on 3 of the 4 charges, recommending the death penalty. On February 22, 2011, Gary was sentenced to death and placed in Florida's death row. In 2012, Gary faced trial again for the murders of Davis and Woods. As part of a plea deal with prosecutors, he confessed to his role in the killings and received additional life sentences without parole. During the hearing, Gary detailed how he killed Woods on the spot, kidnapped Davis to extort his bank information, and later shot him in the head with a .22 Magnum before discarding the body. During and after the trial, criminal profilers from FBI and other agencies attended the proceedings and interviewed Gary. According to a criminologist, Gary might be responsible for other murders before 2007. A view supported by senior criminal profilers who suspect he started killing in his early 60s. On April 10, 1997, 51-year-old hiker Judy Smith's remains were found at a campsite in Pisgah National Forest. It's speculated that she might be one of Gary's victims, as he left another victim in a similar condition nearby. On April 11, 1998, in Pickens County, 20-year-old Jason Andrew Knapp, a Clemson University student, went missing after being seen at his university terrace apartment watching a movie at around 10:30 p.m. 9 days later, his white 1990 Chevrolet Beretta was found at Table Rock State Park. In 2018, Jason was declared dead due to his prolonged absence. At 11:37 to 11:50 a.m. on April 15, 2004, 38-year-old hairstylist Patrice Marie Tambor Enders disappeared from her salon. Her body was found on December 4, 2005 in Dawson County, Georgia. Gary, who was stopped in Forsyth County for a traffic violation, mentioned to investigators that he usually asked for money at salons around lunchtime. Also, he had no solid alibi for the day Patrice vanished. At around noon on December 7, 2005, 26-year-old hiker Rosanna Miliani called her father from a Ramada hotel, saying she was going to hike the Appalachian Trail, and then she disappeared. A clerk claimed that on December 13, 2005, he sold a backpack to Rosanna and an unidentified white man in his 60s in Bryson City, North Carolina. Gary, who fit the clerk's description, was considered a suspect. In 2018, Gary tried to overturn his death sentence, claiming his defense team was dysfunctional and inefficient, but both the state and federal authorities rejected his appeal. His golden retriever, Dandy, was also relocated after Gary was convicted of murdering Emerson.